So, as some of you may know, I am majoring in aerospace engineering, as my shirt might suggest. And the aerospace industry is a really interesting place right now. There's a lot of uncertainty with just the general future of how everything is going to shake out. Upon graduating, there's like three big options about what sector in aerospace you're gonna go into. So, first one I'm going to talk about is the defense sector, or the defense sector. And defense is great if you don't care about the consequences of your actions, or if you believe that when we bomb a country, we're civilizing them. So either you're a rube or you're just racist. So I don't really want to do that because I don't want to build bombs or missiles or anything really that will be used to take innocent people's lives, which, you know, feels like a low bar, but one of the other places you can go is you can go and work with airplanes. And honestly, that's pretty morally neutral. Like passenger planes and cargo planes and stuff like that. Decidedly not a bad place to work, unless you want to talk about like how climate interfaces with airline travel and how big your carbon footprint gets if you're flying regularly. And that's a whole conversation that we could absolutely have, but not here and not now, because that's a long video. That's a long video, and it's 8 o'clock. I don't have time for that right now. I don't know if you knew that, but I have other things that I do with my life than make YouTube videos. Crazy. And like, that's fine and all, but it's not that exciting. You know, it's like, oh, if you can make this engine 1% more efficient, that is a career milestone. Like, you're not making leaps and bounds with these things. It's like, oh, how do we get this to be like just slightly better? And any like huge advances are going to come from industries that are not exactly aerospace. Like, one of the big things that's going to happen with airliner technology in the next, God, I don't even know how many years, but it will be the point where lithium-ion batteries or whatever battery technology it is ends up being power dense enough that it can replace Jet A as the most economical choice. And I don't know if you knew this, but batteries are more of a chemistry and an electronics thing, less an aerospace thing. So it's not really a whole lot I can do there. And also the other one would be the advent of synthetic aviation fuel, which really wouldn't even change the aerospace side of things. It's just, oh, the fuel is slightly different now. And like, that's not that exciting. Like, it's not bad, but it's just not glamorous. And then there's the space side of things, which I don't know if you could tell, but I like the space side of things. And space is cool and good. And honestly, I think knowing more about the universe is pretty morally good. You know, I could go on about how the Apollo program in particular really helped to advance computing and communications and other technologies like that, and how the International Space Station helped advance medical technologies and all these other things. And like, yeah, that's a moral good. But unfortunately, the fucking circumstances. Yeah, as of now, the future of NASA is very much in question. And so is just generally that sector as a whole. So like, it's not like, oh, you can just go do space and it's fine. And it's also very competitive. So there's not even a guarantee that I would get a decent job there. And also, unfortunately, any like launch company or satellite manufacturer will do business with the Department of Defense. And that's defense. Not great. And so this just sort of got me thinking about how I used to believe that like technology on its own was this neutral thing and it only mattered how you used it, which is true to an extent if you look at technology in a very, very broad way. But I really don't quite think that's true anymore. Some technologies are very much not neutral in good ways and bad ways, to be clear. Like pharmaceuticals and like other medical technologies are pretty much an unalloyed good. They are exclusively made to improve the lives of people all around the world. And, you know, maybe the distribution of those things isn't equitable, but the thing itself is good. Whereas like a military UAV that is designed to like seek and kill is, you know, bad. I don't know. I don't like killing people. I don't like drone striking weddings. I don't like killing innocent people. And that's what those technologies are used for and made for in America. If I was to work on these things, I would be working on them for America and for America's purposes. And America's purposes right now involve a lot of very bad things. And it is frustrating to see people in my major just completely disregard their impact on other people's lives. You know, what work you do actually does matter, and it does have an impact on the world, even if it doesn't feel like it, because it's happening, you know, half a globe away. And to some extent, I think there is some level of alienation that is widespread in America right now, that separates you from your work and from the products of your labor. That does make that kind of engineering feel less bad, but it is still very bad, even if you just can't directly see the consequences of your actions. And ideally, for myself, I want to work somewhere where I feel good about my day's work, where I'm not like making excuses or what have you for like, oh, I'm only doing this job for so I can get ahead, so I can get a better job somewhere else. Or, oh, this place isn't really that bad because these drones also go do this other good thing, even if they are also used for, you know, killing people. And if I had to give my past self any advice, when she was choosing what to major in, I would have said, I know you really like aerospace, and that's great. That's fantastic. I love that you are passionate about that, but get a mechanical degree, because there are still so many mechanical engineers in aerospace, and there's so many other opportunities elsewhere. You know, if you change your mind or if you don't get the job you want right away, you're not just shit out of luck. So, you know, if I started again today, that's what I would do. But ultimately, you gotta make the best with what you got. And that is what I am trying to do with my life. So yeah, let that be a lesson for any young engineers out there. One, it's not too late to change if it's freshman year, even sophomore year. A lot of those engineering majors, the first couple years are real similar, especially aerospace and mechanical. And think about the consequences of what you are designing, because they are not always good. So yeah, in other news, I'm still sick, but I'm like kind of better, but kind of worse at the same time. Don't know what the fuck that's about. So hopefully tomorrow I'm feeling a little bit better. Also, I've got a backpacking trip coming up, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend. Very cool, very exciting. I really enjoy being outside, and I'm very happy that this one will be in the summer and not in November, because it's a little bit miserable backpacking in November. Maybe I'll tell you guys at some point about my first backpacking trip, but Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to become a storytime YouTuber or whatever, but if the inspiration strikes me, I might do that. Anyway, I think that's all for now. Goodbye forever.